A Political Job Guide 1. Chapter 1. Political Career. Political Job Info 1. It's not only what you know, but who you know. Network with local political groups and city council workers. Volunteer for a local political campaign or issue-oriented group. Join a local political club. Some lobbying and political firms provide internships. There are internships within some government bodies. Try Facebook or LinkedIn for people and organizations who might provide you with an entree into a local, state, or national political organizations. Political Job Info 2. Politics is a thoroughly thankless job. All you get is people mad at you for whatever decisions you make, and the decisions themselves are always hard. Former governor. Start volunteering for any campaign and work your way up in the party. If you get good, you can contract out to the highest payers. Go to college websites, find the political science department on the website, then look it over for job leads. Try number 323 at the library. Political jobs, mostly Washington, D.C. CapitalMR.com/classified.asp, The Capital Morning Report. CareerBuilder.com/jobs/keyword/political-science. CareerJet.com/political-entry-level-jobs/Washington-DC-46263.html. CQ.com/corp/show.do?page =corp_hill Congressional Quarterly. DC Dead website, try.od-.com/od/jobs/jobs_careers.htm. dcariajobs.com. dcariajobs.com/political-science-jobs-in-Washington+DC. dcjobs.com. federalgovernmentjobs.us. gop.gov. govjobs.com. hillzoo.com, Capitol Hill internships and resources. Indeed.com/political. Indeed.com/q-political-field-representative-L-Washington. Indeed.com/q-political-jobs.html. Information on Capitol Hill. jobiesjob.com/political+campaign/jobs. careerjet.com/political-jobs/Washington-DC-46263.html. jobster.com/find/us/job/in/Washington+DC/for/political. jobs.politicalwire.com. job-search.com/junior-political+Washington-DC. job-search.com/jobs/political-risk-analysis+Washington-DC. jobtarget.com. makingthedifference.org, federal government jobs and internships. pac.org/public/news/job_openings.html, Public Affairs Council, Public Affairs, mostly in Washington, D.C. polici.washington.edu. Job search. Dead website, try.dot/governmentjobs1/a/ucpolitical.htm. politicaljobs.net. ntu.ac.uk/politics, postgraduate study at Nottingham Trent University, United Kingdom. politicalleap.com. hillzoo.com/jobs. polydxgroup.com/dcjobs.htm. publicservicecareers.org, The American. rcjobs.com, job listings with roll call, a publication for congressional news and Society for Public Administration. thehill.com/employment, The Hill. usajob.opm.gov, USA Jobs. washingtonpost.com/politics. fec.gov, Federal Elections Commission. Federal Government Political Jobs. house.gov/content/jobs/, US House of Representatives. senate.gov/visiting/common/generic/placement_office.hdm, US Senate. senate.gov/employment/po/positions.hdm, Senate Employment Bulletin. supremecort.gov/jobs/career/career.aspx, United States Supreme Court. whitehouse.gov/ppo, the White House. speechwriter/speechwriter. Speechwriters work mostly for politicians but also work for other big hots like business types and pop culture celebrities. For a politician and everyone else for that matter, the speechwriter has to talk to the group who either invited the politician or where he or she is campaigning in advance, get a feel for them, then whip off the speech at least 2 days before the event to give the politician time to practice it. If you want to be a speechwriter, volunteer for a campaign and start writing speeches for your candidate. Most volunteers want to be at events but don't want to write speeches. jobprofiles.org/govfspeechwriter.hdm. ifreelance.com/freelance-speech-writing-freelance-jobs. careerbuilder.com/jobs/keyword/speech/writer. hubpages.com/hub/find-freelance-jobs-as-a-freelance-speech-writer. writingcareer.com/articles/what-is-freelance-speech-writing.php. payscale.com/research/us/job=speech_writer/salary. speech-writers.com. salary.com/careers. thespeechwriter.typepad.com. employment911.com, Senior Speechwriter Job Search. nwu.org, National Writers Union Job Hotline. moneyfromhome.com/job_data/speech_writers_98981.htm. yourspeechwriter.com, Professional Speech Writing Service. Washington, D.C./doc/slash/ofc/, Washington, D.C., Office Jobs. online-writing-jobs/freelance-speech-writing-jobs.php. coe.west.asu.edu/students/jkoenig/webquest/elections/job.hdm, speechwriter job description. simplyhired.com, speechwriter jobs/ e-voting companies for hire. canvote.com. intelivote.com, Dartmouth. election.com. voter.com. grassroots.com. canvote.ca. svote.com. enfocom.com. sharpdecisions.com. compass.ca. angusreedforum.com. Chapter 2. Political Career Websites. The Big American Political Parties. Democratic National Committee, DNC. 430 South Capitol Street, SE. Washington, D.C. 20003-4024. 202-863-8000. Democrats.org. Green Party, GP. POB 75075. Washington, D.C. 20013-0075. 202-319-7191. office@gp.org. gp.org. Go to the LNC website and click Campus Organizations. Libertarian National Committee, LNC. 1444 Duke Street, Alexandria, Virginia 22314-3403. 800-353-2887. info@lp.org. lp.org. Republican National Committee, RNC. 310 First Street, SE. Washington, D.C. 20003-1885. 202-863-8500. info@gop.com. gop.com. Campaign worker job websites. Indeed.com. Democratic Party. DNC. 430 South Capitol Street SE. Washington, D.C. 20003-4024. 202-863-8000. Democrats.org. Green Party. epub 75075. Washington, D.C. 20013-0075. 202-319-7191. Office at gp.org. gp.org. Libertarian/LNC. 1444 Duke Street. Alexandria, Virginia 22314-3403. 800-353-2887. Info at lp.org. lp.org. Republican/RNC. 310 First Street SE. Washington, D.C. 20003-1885. 202-863-8500. Info at gop.com. gop.com. Congress job websites. cbo.gov/jobs.html, Congressional Budget Office. Congressional Yellow Book. leadershipdirectories.com/hub/government.aspx. Democrats.org, Democratic National Committee. hillsource.house.gov, House Republican Conference Committee. nrsc.org, National Republican Senatorial Committee. rnc.org, Republican. The Congressional Management Foundation. congress-foundation.org/congressional-operations/staff-training. senate.gov/employment/resume_bank.hdm. U.S. House of Representatives Vacancy Announcement and Placement Service. house.gov/content/jobs. House Employment Bulletin. house.gov/content/jobs/hvaps_subscribe.php. senate.gov/page layout/visiting/h_multi_sections_and_teasers/employment.htm. U.S. House of Representatives. house.gov/content/educate/internships.php. Congressional Management Foundation. 710 E Street, SE. Washington, D.C. 20003-2840. 202-546-0100. congressfoundation.org. Office of Senator. senate.gov. Office of Congressperson. house.gov. Senate Placement Office. SH-116, Hart Senate Office Building. Washington, D.C. 20510. 202-224-9167. Placement Office info at saa.senate.gov. senate.gov/reference/index/employment.hdm. U.S. House of Representatives Office of Human Resources. 102 Ford House Office Building. Washington, D.C. 20515-0001. 202-226-4504. house.gov/content/jobs. Policy job websites. Economics. aeaweb.org/students/programs.php. Political science. grad.science.us.news.rankings/best-graduate-schools/top-humanities-schools/political-science-rankings. usajob.gov. International Public Policy Association. apam.org/careers-education/career-advice. linkedin.com/jobs/policy-analyst-jobs. econ-jobs.com. usajob.gov/students and grads. apsanet.org/ejobs. aeaweb.org/joe. apsanet.org/resources/for-students/internship-resources. American Economic Association. 2014 Broadway, Suite 305. Nashville, Tennessee 37203-2425. 615-322-2595. aeainfo@vanderbilt.edu. aeaweb.org. American Political Science Association. 1527 New Hampshire Avenue, NW. Washington, D.C. 20036-1206. 202-483-2512. apsanet.org. Association for Public Policy Analysis and Management. 1100 Vermont Avenue, NW, Suite 650. Washington, D.C. 20005-6347. 202-496-0130. apam.org. International Public Policy Association. LAETNP. Volksenvielen 69120 France. 0033/0, 472-047253. icpublicpolicy@gmail.com. icpublicpolicy.org. Society of Government Economists. POG 23010. Washington, D.C. 20026-3010. 202-643-1743. sge-econ.org. Political Scientist Job Websites. American Political Science Association/APSA. apsanet.org. apsanet.org/careers/careers-in-political-science. American Association of University Professors/AAUP. 1133 19th Street, NW, Suite 200. Washington, D.C. 20036-3655. 202-737-5900. aaup@aaup.org. aaup.org. American Political Science Association/APSA. 1527 New Hampshire Avenue, NW. Washington, D.C. 20036-1203. 202-483-2512. apsa@apsanet.org. apsanet.org. U.S. House of Representatives. Washington, D.C. 20515. 202-224-3121. cao.house.gov/careers. U.S. Senate Placement Office. Hart Senate Office Building, Room SH-116. Washington, D.C. 20510-0001. 202-224-9167. Senate.gov/page layout/visiting/h_multi_sections_and_teasers/employment.htm. The Library of Congress. loc.gov. Political Consultant and Public Relations Job Websites. Harper's. Harpers.org. National Review. nationalreview.com. American Association of Political Consultants/AAPC. 8400 West Park Drive, 2nd floor. McLean, Virginia 22102-5116. 703-245-8020. info@theaapc.org. theaapc.org. National Association of Broadcasters/NAB. 1771 N Street, NW. Washington, D.C. 20036-2800. 202-429-5300. nab@nab.org. nab.org. The Pew Research Center for the People and the Press. 1615 L Street, NW, Suite 800. Washington, D.C. 20036-5621. 202-419-4300. people-press.org. U.S. House of Representatives. Washington, D.C. 20515-0001. 202-224-3121. House.gov. U.S. Senate Placement Office. Hart Senate Office Building, Room SH-116. Washington, D.C. 20510-0001. 202-224-9167. Placement Office Info at saa.senate.gov. Senate.gov/page layout/visiting/h_multi_sections_and_teasers/employment.htm. The Public Relations Society of America. PRSA.org. The International Association of Business Communicators. IABC.com. Network of Schools of Public Policy, Affairs and Administration, NASPAT. 1029 Vermont Avenue NW, Suite 1100. Washington, D.C. 20005-3517. 202-628-8965. NASPA at naspa.org. naspa.org. The Pew Research Center offers research findings through its surveys on U.S. politics and public policy issues. Pew Research Center. 1615 L Street, NW, Suite 800. Washington, D.C. 20036-5621. 202-419-4300. pewresearch.org/politics. Press Secretary Career/Press Secretary Jobs/Public Relations Specialist. A press secretary is someone who takes care of the administration and logistics behind press releases, public appearances, etc. He or she could work for a celebrity, a politician, or a big corporation. bls.gov/oco/ocos086.htm. prweaccuse.com. ehow.com, How to be White House Press Secretary. publicdiplomacycouncil.org. American Association of Political Consultants, AAPC. 1775 Tysons Boulevard 5th FL. McLean, Virginia 22102-4285. 703-245-8020. Info at theaapc.org. theaapc.org. International Association of Business Communicators, IABC. 330 North Wabash Avenue Suite 2000. Chicago, Illinois 60611. 800-218-8097. Member_relations@iabc.com. iabc.com. National Association of Broadcasters, NAB. 1MST, SE. Washington, D.C. 20003-3512. 202-429-5300. NAB at nab.org. nab.org. The Pew Research Center. 1615 L Street, NW, Suite 800. Washington, D.C. 20036-5621. 202-419-4300. pewresearch.org/politics. Public Relations Society of America, PRSA. 120 Wall St. 21st FL. NYC 10005-4024. 212-460-1400. prsa.org. Internship Opportunities. U.S. House of Representatives. Washington, D.C. 20515-0001. 202-224-3121. House.gov. U.S. Senate Placement Office. Hart Senate Office Building, Room SH-116. Washington, D.C. 20510-0001. 202-224-9167. Placement Office Info at saa.senate.gov. Senate.gov/page layout/visiting/h_multi_sections_and_teasers/employment.htm. Chapter 3. Politics Job Websites. Politics Job Websites 1. American Society of Association. Executives. ASAE. 1575 I St. NW. Washington, D.C. 20005. 888-950, ASAE. ASAE service at asaecenter.org. asaecenter.org. The Hill. thehill.com. National Conference of State Legislatures. NCSL. 444, North Capitol St. Northwest No. 515. Washington, D.C. 20001. 202-624-5400. ncsl.org. United States Government Manual. usgovernmentmanual.gov. Working in Politics. bls.gov. theaapc.org/joinaapc. American Association of Political Consultants, AAPC, is a multi-partisan organization of political and public affairs professionals dedicated to improving democracy. C-SPAN. c-span.org/resources/policy.asp. This list encompassing list of policy organization resources is provided by C-SPAN, a private, non-profit company, created in 1979 by the cable television industry as a public service, to provide public access to the political process. theaapc.org/annual-poly-conference, AAPC Poly Awards and Conference. execsearches.com. execsearches.com. Search positions in nonprofit and public sector employment in higher education, health, advocacy, philanthropy, government, social and human services, community and economic development and more. While postings on this site are mostly senior level, use the contact information to identify potential employers. sc.edu/career/?id=web-resources/intern seasonal. Information/listings for the federal government. The White House Internship Program. whitehouse.gov/government/wh-intern.html. Internships in a variety of areas including such areas as speechwriting, legislative affairs, faith-based and community initiative, photography, policy development and much more. The Washington Center Internship Program. twc.edu. Find internships and academic seminars for all majors in the Washington, D.C. area. Note: there are internship program and housing fees associated with this program. Washington Internship Program. washingtoninternship.com/index.html. Internships and academic seminars in many interest areas in the Washington, D.C. area. The American Political Science Association Online. apsanet.org. Teaching Careers, Research, and Politics. American Association of Political Consultants. theaapc.org. American League of Lobbyists. alldc.org. The Business of Lobbying. influence.biz/lobbyjobs. Job listings in lobbying and government relations. U.S. House of Representatives, Employment Opportunities. house.gov/cao-hr. Job postings with the U.S. House of Representatives. Politics job websites too. politicalresources.com. Click on Job Board for job listings. Politicalindex.com. National Association of Schools of Public Affairs and Administration. naspa.org. Scroll down and click on publicservicecareers.org. For openings in public service, or go down to Students and click on Careers and Internships, or find a graduate school to access internship and helpful career info as well as scholarship information and a listing of degree programs in public administration, public policy, and public affairs, including NASPA accredited programs, at the doctoral, master's, bachelor's, and associate's degree level. The American Society for Public Administration. aspenet.org. Numerous job listings are available at this site in government, nonprofit, and university positions. Association for Public Policy Analysis and Management. apam.org. Moving Ideas Network. movingideas.org. Click on Jobs for current openings, or members for links to potential employers. civilrights.org/career_center. Fellowships, summer programs, internships, volunteer and permanent positions related to public service and social policy. Institute for Humane Studies. theihs.org. This organization assists undergraduate and graduate students worldwide with an interest in individual liberty and public policy. Information on scholarships, fellowships, grants, summer programs, internships, and employment. CoRo, Public Affairs Opportunities. coro.org/index.html. Internships, fellowships, and summer programs that allow participants to explore community dynamics, leadership and decision-making, while building the skills necessary for successful careers in business, politics, education, government, and the non-profit sectors. NERA's World Directory of Think Tanks. nera.or.jp/past/ICE/NWDTT/2005/index.html. Think Tanks and Policy Centers. columbia.edu/cu/lweb/individual/lehman/guides/ttanks.html. Scroll down to links to various think tanks and policy centers. Political Sciences Resources, Think Tanks. lib.umich.edu/govdocs/psthink.html. votesmart.org/resource_political_resources.php category =10. Links to think tanks and research institutes. Public Interest Research Group. pyrg.org/jobs. The Heritage Foundation. heritage.org. The Heritage Foundation is a research and educational institute, a think tank, whose mission is to formulate and promote conservative public policies. securityclearancejobs.org. washingtonpost.com/wl/jobs/home. Click on Quick Search to search database of listings. Washington Network Group. washingtonnetworkgroup.com. A networking organization of professionals. Click on Job Announcements for available listings, or Resources and Tools for links to additional job posting sites. Opportunities in Public Affairs. opajobs.com/subscriptions.php. This site, updated monthly, posts a multitude of positions in 4 distinct categories: public relations and media jobs, jobs on Capitol Hill, government affairs, legislative and public policy jobs, and internships. RC Jobs, your capital job source. rcjobs.com. Roll Call, the DC paper. thehill.com. Under Classifieds, click on Employment for Jobs on Capitol Hill. DC Registry. dcregistry.com. While you can search for jobs under the classifieds, a better way to use this site is to click on Directory Listing under Washington, D.C. starts here and use the directory to identify potential employers. You can also click on Jobs. eih.com/dc.jobs. Search for jobs in DC in a variety of categories. DC Job Network. Politics Job Websites 3. dcjobnetwork.com/jobs.asp. The Fund for American Studies. dcinternships.org. Find internships in Washington, D.C. cas.sc.edu/poly. The Department of Political Science at the University of South Carolina. apsanet.org, American Political Science Association. politics.berkeley.edu/syscomical in Sacramento, summer internships in Sacramento, working in state assembly and Senate offices, executive offices, state agencies, public interest groups and lobbying organizations. students.berkeley.edu/sas/cal_in_the_capital, cal in the capital, D.C., summer internships in Washington, D.C., October deadline. National Institute of Politics.com, an online political campaign school. gsbp.berkeley.edu/career_resources/links.html, Goldman School of Public Policy links. Links to employer and career resources websites. CompleteCampaigns.com, website design for campaigns. AmericanCityandCountry.com, municipal politics. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/politician. Vault.com, look up political aid. alldc.org, American League of Lobbyists. PoliticsGroup.com/dcjobs.hdm. Governing.com. apsanet.org/section_74.cfm, APSANET, Jobs/Careers section. The American Political Science Association is a professional society for people who study politics, government, and public policies in the U.S. and around the world. TheAPC.org, American Association of Political Consultants. apsanet.org, American Political Science Association. ipl.org/div/aon/browse/law30.10.10, Internet Public Libraries. Links to political advocacy groups. noahcentral.org/page.php?id=22, NOAA's links to progressive organizations and resources organized by issue area, the arts, education, environment, immigrant rights, labor unions, and more. lib.umich.edu/govdocs/psthink.html, University of Michigan's Political Science Resources Think Tanks. coe.west.asu.edu/students/jkoenig/webquest/elections/job.hdm, job descriptions. CompleteCampaigns.com, campaign manager. govexcc.com. barnard.columbia.edu/tilde/policy/links/career-job.html. uncoe.com/politics. docrpm.com/archives/politics. uta.edu/faculty/milsap/udawebmaster/career-ideas/contents.html. uncw.edu/stuaf/careers/majors/political.html. acsb.ca, Alternative Careers in Political Science. cq.org, Congressional Quarterly, Work with Politicians. marquette.edu/policy/ugcareers.hdm. uncw.edu/stuaf/careers/majors/political.html. calvin.edu/academic/pals/after-college/career_opportunities.htm. jmu.edu/policy/careers.html. web.indestate.edu/policy/mpa/careeropps.htm. politicsgroup.com/dcjobs.htm. cuttstown.edu/academic/policy/jobs.html. politicsgroup.com/local.htm. jobprofiles.org/govfspeechwriter.htm. asu.edu/clas/policy/careerlinks.html. ngcsa.edu/cavalli/careers.htm, careers in political science. uncw.edu/stuaf/careers/majors/political.html. udel.edu/csc/posc.html. theapc.org, American Association of Political Consultants. aspenit.org, American Society for Public Administration. csmfo.org, California Society of Municipal Finance Officers. fapac.org, Federal Asian Pacific American Council. ncsl.org, National Conference of State Legislators. nfbpa.org, National Forum for Black Public Administrators. womenlegislators.org, National Foundation for Women Legislators. lwvba.ca.lwvnet.org/files/bereatusmakers.pdf, makers. Directory of Bay Area Regional Agencies, California State Agencies and Legislators, US government agencies and members of Congress for the Bay Area. Politics job websites for American Political Science Association. 1527 New Hampshire Avenue. NW. Washington, D.C. 20036-1206. 202-483-2512. Fax, 202-483-2657. apsa@apsanet.org. apsanet.org. Canadian Political Science Association. 260 Rue Dalhousie, number 204. Ottawa, Onkin 74. Canada. cpsa-acsp.ca. Democratic National Committee. Young Democrats of America. 430 South Capitol Street Southeast. Washington, D.C. 20003. Democrats.org. Republican National Committee. 310 1st Street Southeast. Washington, D.C. 20003. rnc.org. The Congressional Management Foundation. 513 Capitol Court Northeast No. 300. Washington, D.C. 20002. cmfweb.org. Political job websites. 5. Working in Politics. bls.gov/careeroutlook/2008/summer/art01.pdf. The Hill. thehill.com. American Association of Political Consultants, AAPC. 8400 West Park Drive, 2nd floor. McLean, Virginia 22102. 703-245-8020. theaapc.org. American Society of Association Executives, ASAE. 1575 I Street, NW. Washington, D.C. 20005. 888, 950 ASAE. ASAE service at asaecenter.org. asaecenter.org. National Conference of State Legislatures, NCSL. 444 North Capitol Street, NW, Suite 515. Washington, D.C. 20001. 202-624-5400. ncsl.org. All federal agencies. United States Government Manual. usgovernmentmanual.gov.